Alright guys, so in today's video we are going to do a complete tutorial on GoHighLevel and how to use it completely A to Z now that we're in 2026. And if you're not familiar with what GoHighLevel is, in my opinion, it's the best CRM platform you can use on the market today because you don't have to be super tech savvy or have a bunch of tech experience to use it. And it's very, very, very useful and applicable whether you run an online business, a physical location business. It can host everything you need in one place for a very cheap cost comparatively. So it can host all of your websites, your templates, your funnels, your calendars, the appointment reminders for the calendar bookings, and even texts and emails, all in one centralized place. And again, you don't have to be super tech savvy to do it, as in this video, I'm going to show you pretty much A to Z how you can set GoHighLevel up for your own business and how I use it today for my own business. I've been using GoHighLevel for, I want to say, the past 3 years now at this point. And there's going to be a lot of great things that I've learned throughout the years that I'm going to be sharing with you here in today's video that has saved me a bunch of time when it comes to managing things on the back end and the system side within my own business. And as I go through this video, I'm going to be giving out a bunch of free funnels, websites, calendars, automations, everything pre-built for you so you can use it for your own business, whether you run a online business or a service-based business, whatever it is, it's going to be pretty applicable to you. So down in the description below in this video, you're going to have an access with my own affiliate link to GoHighLevel where you're going to get a 30-day free trial and plus a bunch of perks and bonuses as well, because I've known the HighLevel team for, again, a few years by now, so they've given me some pretty cool bonuses that I can share with you guys. And obviously you guys can save a lot of time and a lot of money just using the link down below and leveraging the things that I give out throughout this video. So I think you're going to learn a ton throughout this video, whether you've used GoHighLevel before or other, similar CRMs and platforms, or you've never used it before. I want this to act as a complete beginner's guide to use it in 2026. And just for context, this is going to be coming straight out of my 10-hour free AI agency course that I posted just a couple weeks back, where GoHighLevel was a big part and a big segment inside of that free course. And obviously, if you wanted to start a marketing agency, that video is probably going to be super valuable for you. But just for context, that was pulled out of that video. I'll also put that video in the description below if you wanted to watch that whole thing. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's jump into the video. Alrighty guys, welcome into module 10. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be a big one. So we're going to be covering GoHighLevel as everything A to Z within the most important platform CRM you're going to use throughout this entire video in building your agency, whether it's the next 6 months, 12 months, year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year plus, right? This is like one of the most rare platforms. I've tested a bunch of different CRMs platforms. Nothing has came close to GoHighLevel, and it's gotten huge over the past few years, and it's for a good reason. So I'm going to be pretty much just showing you guys the most efficient way to set all this stuff up. Of course, this is just video 1, so we're going to be talking about why GoHighLevel is essential, so you guys have some context and some understanding before going into it. But I have fully updated snapshots, automations, workflows, everything around connecting the AI colors to the websites you can use, to the funnels, to literally calendar reminders, everything. So it's all going to be kind of given to you guys within this section, of course. So let's talk about what we're going to cover. Why it replaces 10 plus tools, CRMs, funnels, automations, everything, like I was just saying. It's an all-in-one platform, to say the least. Like, there's no platform out there that does as much as GoHighLevel does in one platform with the cost it is. It's very, very cheap for how much you get. Next, we're going to talk about cost comparisons versus multiple platforms. If you were to just use multiple platforms of all the purposes that GoHighLevel does and just compare the costs. And then lastly, how it becomes your agency's control center. And obviously you guys can just follow me step by step, my cursor throughout this entire section to get an understanding. Now, before we go into this whole section, just some context for those of you guys that have never used GoHighLevel. It may seem like a lot. It's going to seem like an information overload. Take notes, continue to keep going back in this video if you have questions throughout this module specifically. And I'm going to give you guys some resources so it's much, much easier than, I guess, starting from zero. Like I said from the start of this video, you guys are getting everything I use today, and I've simplified it, made it super, super beginner friendly, so you guys can use it in its top tier kind of automations and just setup in general. So let's compare different platforms. This is directly from their site. As you can see, if you use GoHighLevel, all right, compared to all these other tools, so we'll start with CRMs and pipeline management, $99 a month. You guys can kind of just look at this. I don't need to go through every single thing, but like in total, if you were to compare all the other average tools out there where you just compare to GoHighLevel, you'd end up spending about 1.6K a month compared to $97 a month with GoHighLevel. Now, with $97 per month in GoHighLevel, you are extremely limited. Everything I'm giving to you guys is through the $297 plan because you need that to get all access to everything I'm talking about throughout this video, the AI callers, everything, you just have to be on that plan. And of course, that's just through my affiliate link. Transparently, that is the only way I'm benefiting throughout making this video, is through that link. So that's why I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys do use it. And of course, in return, that's, you know, why I'm giving out so much and for free. And then also just, of course, to build the channel in general, because I've been building this YouTube channel for so long. But that's a quick comparison if you want to check this out here. And I'm also just going to give you guys 30 days for free, like I've mentioned earlier. So the link in the description will be for that. But overall, just to go back, it is much cheaper. It replaces every other platform. You can do texts, phone calls, emails through this platform, literally everything. And it's going to be the foundation of your entire agency. Like literally everything you're going to use. So I know this has been a shorter video, but in general, that's all it's really supposed to be, is just so you guys can understand how cheap this platform is compared to all the other platforms. Plus you get a month for free, right? So if you haven't already, go sign up below, because in the next video, we should be talking about the snapshot and how to integrate and import everything I'm talking to you guys about here. So it's going to be pretty important. So that being said, head into video 2. I'll see you guys in there, and let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, welcome to video 2. This is going to be signing up and snapshot importing videos strictly for high level inside of module 10. All right. So I know I've ranted about GoHighLevel a lot throughout this video, but this is where it's going to start to really kind of come into play, because we're going to be building this stuff out. So throughout this module, I think I said it in the last one as well, but like, just you guys can follow what I do. Like literally follow my cursor as I go through here, and then like kind of just mess around with the platforms if you have like, if obviously to just explore and get curious, because this is going to be the foundation of your entire business, right? So what we're going to cover is the $297 a month plan for full features. All right. Then we're going to cover how-tos, the link, free trial, and then bonuses. So you're going to get all the bonuses in the free trial. Make sure you get a month for free, so you guys don't even have to pay anything today. And then importing the snapshot, and then funnels, automations, calendars, etc. Again, you guys have probably already signed up by now, like if you guys follow the instructions from the first video. So this shouldn't really be much of a surprise or anything. And then lastly, how to access all the bonuses and whatnot. So let's quickly jump into high level, and let's jump into how we're going to do this. So it starts right here. This page should look very similar to this. If it looks a tiny bit different and it's not Carson's 10-hour course and it's like 11, 12-hour, I don't know how long this video honestly is going to be. I want it to be as in-depth and valuable as possible, so it can last this entire year with you guys literally being able to do everything A to Z with this business model just from this one video. So if this is a little bit different, don't worry. It's just going to be the top, like one of the top links in the description below. It'll say GoHighLevel, and you can click this link and it'll look like this. So again, you guys are getting 30 days free up here once you sign up. For company name, this is how you sign up. If you are already a high level user, I'm going to get to that in a minute, so then you can still get all the benefits. Right here, it's going to be a different video from me here, kind of just explaining the platform a little bit if you are still more curious. And yeah, just more successful people who are also running AI agencies who use high level and whatnot. So right here, company name, you can just start filling this out. You can just put your first name, up to you if you want to put your company name, totally up to you. And then full name, again, this can just be, you know, your name, Carson Reed, for example. Email address, extremely important that this is the email address that you will receive emails from, because this email address you're putting right here, I will be sending you a link to a snapshot that you will import inside of your account. Okay, so make sure you import your email address here. And then also for your phone number, make sure you put the right phone number in here as well that I can text you, because when I text you, it's going to be for the monthly calls that I'm hosting inside of, just for everyone that uses this, of course, this link. So I'm just going to put a fake one for here now just to go through here for example. Cool. And then go to next step. You're going to click that. Then you're going to be prompted with two plans. So we've got the high level unlimited plan and then the high level pro plan. High level pro plan is the one I'm transparently using. So it's $497 a month. It is, again, you're still going to get 30 days free, regardless of which plan you sign up for here. I like high level pro because it includes everything. Okay. So high level essentially makes it so everything's really just, I guess, like fast paced and it's automated. So for example, when I onboard clients into my GoHighLevel, they are automatically added, right? Like I don't even have to make them a sub account and whatnot. Again, this is going to come into play in the whole client fulfillment section. So the high level pro plan is the number one I recommend. So if you're following this video and you want to just have what I have, that's what I have. If you if for your budget's sake, you can only do the 297, that's fine as well. You'll still have majority of the features you need, so it won't become an issue. And then high level also has like other plans and whatnot, but these are the main twos you need to use to sort of have everything for the AI caller, the ads, and then following this video for client fulfillment and whatnot, right? So you just put in your card information here, then you click complete order. And then a second later, you should get an email directly from Carson Reed, me. This could go in your main. It could also go in spam. So just check both. It's going to have a link in there. And then I'm going to talk about it in a minute, how you have to access to get all the benefits and the snapshot and whatnot, the automations. And then if you are already a high level user, so you already are using GoHighLevel and you're watching this and you're like, Carson, why I want the benefits and whatnot, click right here, already a high level user. It's going to automatically prompt you. So then you can quickly just use all my link and everything, and then you'll still get the email from me. You'll just put your first name, last name, email, and then your relationship ID that you'll find inside of your GoHighLevel settings, and then just click submit, and then you'll be good to go. Okay, so that's how you get everything there. Now, once you've signed up, you're going to go to a page that looks directly like this. So I'm going to just quickly refresh to make sure it's all good to go. And boom. So again, HighLevel is going to send you some emails. It might prompt you immediately to just make an account with the name, email, and then password and whatnot. And then boom, you're going to get sent to a page that looks like this. If the colors look a little bit different on the left and whatnot, it doesn't look purple and blue and whatnot, don't worry. This is just customized to my agency. It's what I did like 2.5 years ago. I edited some like customized code that made my HighLevel just colors a little bit different. So again, it's the same thing. Don't worry. It's the exact same. And then what's going to happen is, again, you're going to get that email from me, and there's going to be a link in that email that says like click here to import snapshot, and then it's going to have this like link. Now you're going to get shot to a URL that may look like this, and it may give you a prompting option to import a snapshot, which I'm going to show you in a second. You're going to click yes if it says that. If it sends you to a page, and that link that you click on from the email sends you to a page that looks like another sign up page, it says like get 14 days free. In the top right, it's going to have a little button that says member login. Okay, it's going to say member login. Click that, log into this account you just made, and then it's going to prompt you to import again. So right here is where you want to be before you actually try to import that snapshot, because it should just automatically prompt you. I'll show you guys right now an example of what that'll look like when you click that link and then you import the snapshot. So it'll look something like this right here. It's just going to say, do you want to import the snapshot to this account? You're going to click yes, import now. It's probably going to just be called Carson 2026 AI agency free course snapshot. That's probably what it's going to be called, something along those lines. You're going to click yes, import now, and then you're going to head to the agency dashboard, and then now we're going to start HighLevel. So before we jump too in depth, the goal of this video is I just want you guys to import this into your account and make sure you understand kind of like how this whole process is going to work throughout this CRM, so you maximize all the benefits. Now, one quick thing you guys can do really quick before we get into actually building out the sub account and whatnot is understand that there's two key kind of like departments within your GoHighLevel account. Number one, there's the agency view, which is what we're looking at right here, this entire page here, like agency dashboard. And then we have sub account views. So the agency view is like, imagine like the umbrella over all the little sub accounts you'll have. Now, if you're watching this video and you don't have any existing clients right now, you're technically going to only have one sub account. That is for you. That's you're going to host all your websites in. Everything I'm giving you, you're going to have in your own sub account. Once you start closing clients, you're going to have a client. Every single client you have is going to have their own separate sub account. So then you can log into their own sub accounts, and everything's fairly organized from there. And I'm going to show you guys in a minute like how I guess you can find all that stuff and how it works. So goal is, if you don't have any clients right now, if it's just you building up your business, you're just going to make one sub account. All right. And you guys can follow me on how to do that. First thing you should do real quick though, if you haven't already, is quickly go down in the bottom left. Maybe my screen might be cropped out, so don't worry about that. It's just going to have this settings button in the very bottom left. Click settings. And then in my profile, it's going to have kind of information. Of course, I'm going to have to blur my stuff. It's going to just prompt you, say, hey, fill in your information here. Just make sure this is all accurate, and then set up 2FA and whatnot. And of course, if there's anything on the left you want to kind of just look through, check real quick, feel free to do so and just get familiar with the platform inside the settings of the agency view. Again, this is all still inside of the agency view, and we're going to go into the sub account view here in a second. But on the left here, you see all these tabs. I don't want you to worry about any of these tabs except sub accounts, account snapshots, and that's it. Okay, so the only things that really matter on this page is sub accounts and account snapshots. And then of course, maybe the settings in the bottom left if you ever want to access that. And then if you quickly want to switch through sub accounts, if you have multiple, like maybe you have a client and then your own, you can click this right here, and then you can select right here through your sub accounts which one you want to log into. But odds are majority of you guys don't have any sub accounts yet. So let's talk about how we're going to do that. Click on the sub accounts right here on the left, like so. Now, of course, I already have sub accounts in here. This probably looks empty to you, so you're going to click create sub account. And then right here, it's going to say select snapshot template. You're going to go to imported snapshots, and then you're just going to find the snapshot that you just imported from me. Okay. So it should look like the Carson Reed, 2026 AI agency course snapshot, whatever. Right. And then I'm going to just use the one I did from my 2025 AI agency course just for simplicity. So it looks simple. Okay. Now it's going to make sure it looks like this. So just also for some context before I get too ahead here, what you just clicked right there, that snapshot, is going to make sure when you make this sub account and you make your own account, everything I'm giving you is automatically imported in there. So it's all going to be good to go and there's not going to be any problems. So right here, I don't even want to find this on the map. Just click add manually. You're going to do your name. So I'll just do Carson Reed. Make sure you have your real email here. I'm just doing this for the sake of it. Business name, you can put your business name here. Obviously, you guys should have chosen your business name when you guys had the whole niche section. If you haven't already, just choose something, based on your industry. So if you're going after real estate agents, it could be something like leads estate AI or something like that. Just get creative. Buy the domain on GoDaddy and stuff like that, like I mentioned earlier. I probably should have touched on that a little bit more, but again, business name is not the most important thing in the world, guys. Don't obsess over that stuff. You can have Canva and ChatGPT literally make you logos automatically and whatnot. So you can put your business name here, or if you want to literally just call it like your name. So name, actually, I'll just put like Carson's sub account. You guys can just literally call it your name and then sub account, or then your business name, whatever you want. It's completely up to you. Business niche, you don't actually have to put this in. Business phone number, put something in here. Again, I'm just going to put in a random number because for the sake of this. Address, put in your business address, or if it's just you don't actually have a registered business or anything, just put in your regular address. So I'll just literally do blah, 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 whatever. City, I don't know, I'll just do like Seattle. State, Washington, that's where I'm from. Can't even spell it. Cool. Country, make sure you put your country in here. United States. Zip, put in whatever you want here. So whatever is easy. Website, you don't have to put that. And then time zone, of course, put that here. So CST for me, I'll just put that. Cool. Make sure your time zone, everything, obviously this little red star is all the required fields. So you don't have to put any fields that aren't necessarily required. And you're going to click add sub account. Okay. So you're going to click that and it should load. And then boom, now your sub account is made. So I already have my own sub account that I've made with the snapshot I've given you guys. So I'm going to quickly just go to that right now and show you guys what I mean. So go back sub accounts and it should show up in here. So again, the way to get back there is literally just click sub accounts on the left, and then it should be the very top one. This right here, 2026 free course snapshot sub account is the one I'm just going to be referencing throughout this, of course, this video. You can click manage client right here. Now, of course, it's going to have this information right here. You can kind of just go through, make sure this all looks good to you, whatever you want to do. And then in the top right, it's going to click switch to sub account, and you're going to click that. Once you've clicked that, now you're in what's called the sub account. So this looks different, of course, than what we were just in. So we were just in the agency view. Now we're in our sub account. So obviously right here, we can see all of our sub accounts if you click this little, tab up here. And you can always get back to the agency view by clicking this little thing here. Switch to agency view. It'll go right back here. And then you'll have all your sub accounts here. So you'll have your main sub account. You only need really one for yourself. And then the rest will be for your clients. Of course, I have a couple more just on this account. Don't worry about that. All you need is your one. So let's get back to our client here. I can switch to it here, or I can just go up here and then switch to that. Cool. So now that we are in our sub account, this is where you guys get access to all the resources from me. So first thing you can do is I'm going to kind of just go through the basics of everything you need to know within this account so you can quickly do that and have everything complete. So let's start with what's on the left. Up here, Launchpad, this is useless. All right. You guys don't really need to worry about anything up here. Again, you can download the app, the HighLevel app on your phone if you would like. You can sometimes track notifications or anything that goes to your HighLevel from there. I have it on my phone. It's just convenient, but not the biggest thing in the world. Dashboard is where you can see quick metrics based on your pipelines and your opportunities. Of course, this is a blank account, so it won't have anything yet. So don't worry about that. You can also edit your dashboard to see actually, just customize what you see here as far as stats go. Again, you don't need to change anything here. Launchpad, dashboard, not really important. Don't worry about that. Conversations, very important. So this tab right here is where you're going to have all text and email conversations that are automatically in this account. So it'll have a literal label of just like every single time you text a lead or a potential client or anything, you will have them in here. And then what you can do is on certain contacts that show up here, because again, this will be all where your text and email conversations are, that you have your phone number and whatever email you have connected inside this high level account. You'll have all the conversations listed here. You can go to recents, unread, and then what you can do on certain contacts that are important to you that maybe you need to follow up with or that are current clients of yours, you'll have the option to star them. You can add a star on them and you'll have all your starred contacts right here. So it's easy. And then of course you have the alt tab as well if you ever need to go there. Conversations right here. Don't worry about manual action snippets or trigger links. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just worry about this tab here. This is an important tab. This is where you're going to have your communication. Okay. Next is calendars. This is an important one for sure, because right here, you're going to have all of your different calendars listed right here. So as you can see right here, this calendar, is obviously empty for this sake, but you guys are going to be able to have all of your appointments that show up with people that book on the calendar that you have within high level here. So this is where all your appointments will be. You guys can even see, like, you can even book appointments. You can have the calendar you're booking it under, appointment title, and then the times, everything. Don't get too confused with that. Again, you guys don't need to worry about that. Appointment list view, if you have any, like a lot of appointments, you guys can just quickly see what's upcoming. You can filter it. Kind of good to look at, and then that's that. Then if you want to quickly go actually check the calendar itself that you have, we're going to have a separate video for like setting all this stuff up in depth, but just so you guys can see everything, click calendar settings up here, and then you'll be able to see all of your calendar settings like so. So right here, this is the one calendar you guys probably see. It just says demo calendar. This demo calendar is just the one calendar we're going to have all of our potential clients that want to work with us are going to be able to book onto. And once people book on this calendar, it's going to immediately sync up and integrate with our calendar, our Google Calendar that you have for your own Google. And then it will also create a Zoom link. So again, I'm going to have my own video on this separate inside this module, so you guys can watch that there. But just for context, that's what this demo calendar is. We just have one calendar, and yeah, we'll get into that in that module there. Okay, now we have contacts right here. So what contacts is, obviously I have no contacts in here, but as people opt into your funnel and people opt in and give you their information and book calls with you and whatnot, you're going to be able to see an entire contacts list here. So you're going to be able to do anything you want here. You can import contacts if you have a list of people that you think want to work with you or anything. This is essentially just our database of all the people that we have that are wanting to work with us, that have opted in, consented, and yeah, they're just in here, and we can always send bulk actions to them. So we can send our entire list text messages if we're running a promotion, or emails, or we can delete contacts if we need to as well. Whatever we got to do, it's all in here. Okay. Next is going to be the leads pipeline. All right, leads pipeline is very, very important. So as you can see right here, this is the one it should probably look like for you guys. We have two different pipelines. So actually we have three. We have leads to sales pipeline. We have immediately call from the actual AI caller itself, which again, everything that says Sympana connect around here, you guys are going to understand later in this video, just because this is all around the AI caller stuff that we have set up for ourselves. And then right here is kind of the main pipeline you guys will track. So essentially you'll have little contact cards that opt in. So as leads opt in, they're going to show up to the new leads form. You can move their card around based on kind of their situation. So maybe they are disqualified. You can move their contact card here. So it starts to stack up under each other. Maybe they booked an appointment here. Maybe they no-showed the appointment, they canceled the appointment, it's a follow-up, you lost the deal or they're just not interested, or you can move them to the closed deals pipeline. So this is just really an organization. It's like a regular sales pipeline thing and whatnot. So payments, don't worry about that. You don't really need to do anything here. Marketing, you don't need to do anything here. Automations, very, very important. We're going to get into all the automations here in this video, but essentially this is where we have all the main key automations that we're going to be using to make sure people show up to our sales calls. We're sending out emails, text reminders on book calls, etc. Not to go too in the weeds or confuse you guys here, because it's all going to be broken down soon, but this is just what one looks like. So customer books the appointment, they want to work with us, they get added to that pipeline. Wait 30 seconds, we're going to send them an email, and we'll also send them a text. We'll send them another text, and then 24 hours before the appointment, we'll send them a reminder. 1 hour before the appointment, send a reminder, and then 10 minutes before, they'll also get a reminder. That, again, is going to be within this module separately inside the automation section, but very, very important right here. Automation is extremely important. Next is the sites. So, again, this is going to be all the websites I've already imported for you guys. Ads funnel, VSL funnel, direct to calendar funnel, and then client onboarding funnel. So I've already made all this for you guys, and I've designed it all. So you guys are asking, oh, Carson, why is it important to use your stuff? I've already made it for you guys. All right. Literally, you guys have access to this entire thing through my snapshot using the link in the description below. So I've given this all to you. And when I talk about running ads and getting traffic and booking calls, I'm going to also be talking about which funnels you should be using depending on your own situation, right? So that's right here. And it's good to go. You guys will get context for that within this module as well. Now, this is the funnel section. So if you guys don't understand what funnels are compared to websites, or like, what's the difference? I remember I was asking that question as well when I was starting out in my agency. For context, what a funnel is essentially, it's like, you guys have all been through them, you know, like countless times. A funnel is essentially, you get to one page, they ask for your information, it'll send you to another page, they'll have you maybe book a call, and then they'll send you to another page, which is like what to know before the call. That's exactly what that is. It's just multiple websites that are just layered to have you funneled into what they want you to do. So for example, this funnel we have set up here that I already made for you guys, that you guys can just literally make to your own business when we get to that video inside this module, is there's going to be a calendar that shows up right here. People are going to book a call on a calendar, and they're immediately going to be shot to a thank you page right as they book that call. So then they're going to watch this video to confirm, you know, make sure before they call they understand everything, right? So this is again what your potential prospects, like if you're working with real estate agents or whatever, you're going to be using this funnel to have them funneled through to book a call with you and then understand the expectations on this thank you page before getting on the call with you. Not to get too deep in anything, but that's how this is all going to work, and that's how we do everything, okay? That's what a funnel is. Now, what a website is, it's just a standalone website. So when you click on the websites tab here, you're going to have two separate folders, and I'm going to have to blur some stuff out when I open the Carson's resources doc, because this is where you guys are going to get everything from me, all right? So right here, we have resources, docs, links, and this is where I'm giving you guys pretty much everything, all right? So snapshot link, all right, to sign up link, to log in for the retail account, so then log into the ARC ads link. This is all going to come relevant later. I'm giving you guys all my sales scripts, video ad scripts, image ad templates, client onboarding SOPs, which is the standard operating procedures around onboarding clients, sales call frameworks, AI caller setup, so the actual app that me and my team have developed to make sure we can connect all this stuff for ourselves and for our clients so the AI caller works properly. Documentation docs around using the AI caller prompt creation GPT. So I've created a chat GPT or like a GPT within chat GPT that you guys can communicate that'll actually craft your prompting within your AI caller script. And lastly, we have some A2P phone number compliance doc SOP that you can follow, literally just copy and paste and make sure you get approved to make sure you can use your phone number within GoHighLevel. I know I've covered a lot here in this short video, and this site might look a little bit different. It might look a little bit better because it's a very plain site, what I'm showing you here right now. But that's all the resources you guys are getting from me. Like, it's a lot of stuff, okay? So that's going to be what's kind of just held inside of here. And in this last folder, it's just going to be some privacy policy and terms and conditions that you guys have, you know, just labeled within your account because it's just good to have. Quote. So memberships on the left, don't need that. Media storage, you don't really have to worry about that. Reputation reporting, don't worry about that. And then if my screen shows it, lastly, there's the settings in the very bottom left. So this is going to be settings inside of your own sub account specifically. Click on that. And then it's going to show business profile. Try to make sure all of this information is filled out here. I'm probably going to have to blur out a lot of things as I go through here, but just make sure all of this is filled out based upon, you know, your own business and your own personal self, whatever. Billing here on the left, you don't really need to worry about that. Automation, calendar, we were already here. This is kind of like the calendar settings. Email services, everything else here we're going to talk about later in this video. And I know this looks like a ton of stuff throughout what I just showed you guys. I promise you 90% of this stuff we won't actually need, right? Like I mentioned earlier about how GoHighLevel has so many features, but a lot of it you guys won't need, all right? I'm going to just guide you guys to just the small things that you will need, and then you guys can learn upon that because it's very, very easy just once you get the hang of it and once you obviously learn a little bit more about each section, because I just briefly went over all of them, but it's just for the context that you understand what we're about to go through. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it inside of everything inside of this video. You signed up to GoHighLevel. You have your own sub account. You've imported all the resources and the automations and stuff I've given you guys here. By the way, for context, if you sign up with GoHighLevel without the link in the description, you didn't do what I just told you, you won't have any of this stuff. You won't have the funnels, all that stuff. So that's why I'm telling you, it's very, very important you use this because that's how you're going to be able to do everything. I've even given client onboarding funnels. So where when you onboard clients, it'll literally, like, you can, of course, replace this video yourself. I just put a placeholder here. But you can have your logo here at the top, and you make videos for your clients based on the topic. So like you're going to have your clients connect their Facebook business manager to yours so you can run ads for them. You're going to give them some context on GoHighLevel because you're making them a sub account. And I've made all this stuff for you guys, all right? So I'm telling you, a client intake forms, I've already made this for you guys. Like, trust me, everything's been pre-made. As you go through this whole section, you'll understand it, and you can set it up alongside as I go based on your own industry. So that's obviously, just last thing I want to recap here is just you guys understand the difference between the sub account and the agency view, because I'll be switching through here a lot throughout this video and whatnot, right? So that's pretty much that. You always can get into your sub account that you just created, clicking on this tab here, or going into the sub accounts right here. They're all listed. Click manage client, and then you can just switch to sub account up here on the top right, or actions if you got to do anything, whatever you need here. So yeah, that's really it. That being said, guys, hopefully this video made sense. I'm going to head back into the slide deck and we'll continue it from there. All right, so in this video, we have definitely covered $297 plan for full features, and of course the $497 if you guys just want to use the whole plan and everything. You guys get literally everything inside of GoHighLevel that I use. You guys have used my 30-day trial link, so you guys have that. All my bonuses, importing the snapshot, and everything you need, okay? So that being said, you guys will also, last thing, I think I mentioned this earlier, but just to reiterate, you guys will get emails from me once a month for once you guys have, of course, signed up for the Q&A calls that I'm hosting for all of you guys for free. So you guys get that. Any questions you got around this, anything we're covering throughout this entire video, you can show up on there, and it'll just be emailed to you when I actually host them, and I'll give you guys reminders and whatnot before they're hosted. So yeah, that being said, next steps is, of course, make sure you're signed up and then head into video 3, as this module is going to be very, very intensive informationally, or I don't know if that made sense, but just it's going to be like an information overload a little bit. So make sure you're writing stuff down. Make sure you're taking notes, and always feel free to go back in this video if you have any questions. And yeah, that's being said, let's jump into the next one, and make sure you're following along with what I'm telling you guys, because if you're not, you will get lost. Okay, trust me. So yeah, that being said, I'll see you guys in video 3. All right, guys, welcome inside video 3. This is going to be mainly about just the pipeline setup, so you guys can organize and manage potential clients, prospects that come through, clients that are interested, and you can have them organized, because as you start to scale, you're going to get, things are going to get a little bit cluttered, right? So this is going to help make sure none of that actually happens, and you have everyone organized and you're following up with those that need to be. Okay, so what we're going to be covering inside this video in GoHighLevel is building sales pipelines. So new leads to booked calls to close deals, how that's all organized. Next is going to be tracking prospects and clients. And then next is going to be managing all the deals you have or potential clients, like I said, visually within a pipeline. So let me jump into GoHighLevel and I'll show you guys what I mean. So if you're in your agency view, just quickly click on the left like I was saying before and select your sub account that you're logging into. And then we're going to head right over to the leads. All right. My words may be a tiny bit different than yours, but it's all going to have this, hopefully the same kind of icons and emojis. It's going to all look the same. It's the same thing at the end of the day. Again, when I was starting my agency a couple of years ago, I put this random code in that changed my colors, and it changed some things for some reason, but it's the same thing at the end of the day. You guys are all good. So you will have 3 pipelines in here. These top 2, don't worry about until we get into the AI caller section. Reason I say that is because those are specifically for setting up your own AI caller to call leads that opt in. That could be for yourself or for your clients. But again, this isn't our own sub account. So this is for ourselves. But the main one we're going to worry about is lead to sales pipeline. Okay. Which is this one right here. Now, I was just showing you guys this before, but I want you guys to have an understanding. So essentially, it starts off with new lead, disqualified lead, and then of course, if they're not disqualified and they're a new lead that gets moved over, booked appointment. All right. Now, let me kind of show you what I mean when I do this. So I'll click add opportunity, and I'll literally just create a contact. So let me see if I'll just, for an example, I'll make a contact right here. Let me enter in just Carson test @gmail.com. I'm just doing this so you guys visually understand what I'm talking about. And then just save. That should be it. So now we have a contact that should show up right here if I refresh. Cool. So this is what a contact would look like. Again, all of your contacts are going to compile up inside this contacts smart list section. Bulk actions, restore, tasks, companies, manage smart list. Don't worry about any of this stuff, guys. Just worry about the stuff I'm showing you guys. I know there's going to be other buttons or other tabs as I go through this video. Just worry about what I'm showing you here. So I added a contact in. Let me go to the lead section, and then I'm going to quickly go add opportunity. I'm going to select Carson test, and then I'm going to just click create in the new leads. So if I refresh my screen again, we have Carson test right here. So it's like a contact card, right? So for context, you might be like, well, Carson, how are all my leads going to show up here? Inside the automations, I've already set it up for you guys to where when people book calls with you, they're going to show up to like the booked calls automation, for example, or whatnot, right? So point is like you can move these contact cards around. So you're going to have all of your potential people and potential sales inside of your pipeline right here, and you can move them around. Now, the point here is so you keep things organized, because you might have some people that no show, right? And then you might have some people that cancel, some people where you're supposed to follow up with them. This is why it becomes important so you don't forget who you need to follow up with. And then, of course, you can have like closed deals and stuff in here. I've already made this all for you guys, so it should all look similar to this, maybe just without this contact card because I just added that. But it's going to add in as you populate and as you start to get leads in through that are interested in your service. Which again, that section, getting leads that are interested in your service, will be in the actually how to acquire clients section, that module, which is separate to this. This is strictly on just setting up GoHighLevel. So you need to have this foundation before you go into that. So you got this contact card here. Now you might be asking, Carson, well, what if I want to change instead of new lead and disqualified lead? It's literally only we have booked appointment. Or let's say I want to remove the lost deal and interested, or you just want to customize this pipeline to whatever your needs are. Click the pipelines up here in the top. And then you're going to just, again, don't worry about these because this is for the AI caller. Worry about this one right here. So lead to sales pipeline. Click the edit button here. And then now you can edit, what's here and what's not based on, of course, like whatever you want, right? You can remove things, you can move things around like so, whatever you want. And you can, of course, delete them here on the left or just add stages like so, okay? You guys get the point there. And then also one thing to note as well, in the dashboard up here on the left, as leads populate, they're also going to show up in here. So as you can see, let's see which, it says all pipelines, select the lead to sales pipeline. We can now see right here, boom. Okay, we have one lead in the, I think it's glitched because I just moved them all around, but it'll essentially populate and give you like data based on how many people are in each and whatnot, right? So super important, okay? This is pretty much all this video was for, but just so you guys understand how this pipeline works. So as you go and as you start to really kind of like, I guess, book more sales appointments and try to close more deals, you can organize everything in an organized manner, right? And of course, in the automation section, I'm gonna have my own little sub video inside this module. Inside of that coming soon, so you guys can understand like how it actually automatically is added inside of here and whatnot. So I'm going to quickly jump back into the slide presentation. So we covered building sales pipelines, how you guys can customize that. You just use the one I've already made for you guys. It's the simplest thing. Tracking prospects and clients and managing deals visually so you can just keep things all organized. Next steps is build out your GoHighLevel sales pipeline. Again, you guys already ordered, imported all my snapshot and stuff. So you guys shouldn't have to do anything really crazy there. You can leave it the exact same. It's already synced to the automations I've made for you. And you can head straight into video 4. So yeah, guys, that being said, shorter video here, but let's jump to the next one. Alrighty guys, welcome to video 4 inside of module 10. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to set up your calendar in the booking system, which is extremely important, and also integrating it into your own calendar, into your own stuff, so it's good to go from there, and we can automatically generate Zoom links for the people that book calls with us. Okay, so what we're going to be covering, setting up the calendar, integrating with Zoom and just your Google Calendar so it's all good, and then automating confirmations and reminders, okay? That kind of ties into the automations and workflows section, but you guys will understand what I mean in just a moment. So let's jump into high level and we'll get it done. Alrighty, so once we're in high level, we're going to head right over into the calendar section, and then we're going to click on calendar settings in the top. And then we are going to see calendars. We've got demo calendar here. Of course, I've already made this for you guys. I don't know why it has all these groups on the left. You guys might not have this, but I'm just deleting client group name. And then we have this main group. I don't even know what calendars groups do, to be honest. So just like, this is like what it's under, like the group, who cares? I don't even know really what it does, like as far as importance, except of course you just grouping them up, but like, I don't think there's any other benefit to it. So it's kind of just pointless. So we've got the calendar here. What we're going to do is we're going to click edit calendar, and we're going to start going through here. So calendar name, you can make sure you can put in for your own kind of offer. So what I recommend to you guys is click like, or your calendar name should be like, depending on your industry, real estate agents dash 10 listing appointments in 90 days, or real estate agents dash pay per close, or something like that, because your leads and your prospects will see this calendar and they'll see this information. They'll see the calendar name and they're going to see the description while they're on the booking page booking. So you don't want to give them any reason not to do it. Like, don't literally just call it demo calendar. You know what I mean? And then you can go to ChatGPT and have it generate a really quick description. Have this be no longer than 2 sentences. You want it to be short. This is already in a group, main calendar group. You guys probably have that. And then meeting invite title. So this is the actual meeting invite title that will be on the calendar. So what I would say here, when it comes to this little line here, I would do contact name X, or I would do this kind of emoji right here, or not emoji, but like icon thing. And then I would do your business name or your name. Okay. So, you can do, that, and then Carson Reed. So this is a custom field. So this is going to pull the contact name of the person you're speaking with. And then it will also have your name at the end here on the calendar invite that you're sending to them. Right. So you can add that here. I'll just, delete this for this. Actually, I'll just keep it. I'll just remove it after. Optimize for availability. Again, there's only going to be one of you. So this is where things get a little bit confusing, and I absolutely hate how GoHighLevel has done this, but you have to add yourself as an employee to take calls. So what I mean by this is I'm already here as an employee, but let me quickly pause and double check to make sure you guys actually have to do what I'm going to say in just a second. Yeah. So here's what we got to do. So we need to add yourself as your own employee. So again, just for context, because what we have to do here is we have to add yourself to be the one that takes the calls, because you obviously have to assign whoever's taking these calls. And then we have to set up your Zoom link and then your Google Calendar that you're integrating and connecting it with, so you can actually be synced up. So because you made an account with GoHighLevel through your agency view, right? That's what it is. And of course you made your sub account in that. You have to add yourself as your own user, as like an employee, to take these calls. Again, it's stupid. I don't know why GoHighLevel does this, but I'm going to show you guys how to quickly do it. So quickly, just click save up here if you made any changes. Click back to calendar list, and then head up here and head back into the agency view. Okay. Once we're in the agency view, we are going to click on the settings in the bottom left. Again, it might not show it on my screen. And then we need to head down into where it says team right here. Okay. I'm going to have to blur out some team members on here on my team, but we have to add ourself as a user. Okay. So ourself is already as a user, where it's going to say agency owner. That's what it says right here. Right. Of course I got to blur my phone number and my name, but you guys see like agency owner. That is like, that's there. What we have to do is we have to add a user, and this just needs to be us, but under another email. So you guys should have a second email or something. If you don't, again, I know this kind of might be a process. You guys can try the same email. GoHighLevel might glitch out until you know you need a separate email, because that same email is already used as the agency owner account. You guys can make another kind of Gmail real quick if you have to, or a business email, whatnot. So you're going to click first name, just put your first name, and then do since your agency name is your full name, do something like this. So instead of it being Carson Reed, it's going to be just Carson R. So this is how you're going to be able to distinguish that this is an employee account versus your agency owner kind of account. And then you're going to put that email that I was just mentioning, and then you're going to, I'll just kind of do a random email, next. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click right here, account. Okay, so instead of having it being an agency admin that can manage all the sub accounts, it's just going to be an account admin. And then you're going to click on the sub account, and then you're going to click the sub account that you've created. Okay. And then you can scroll down. You can just literally make sure it has everything checked already. And then you're going to click save, and it's going to automatically add that person as a user. You might have to go into that email and quickly approve it or log in or whatnot, but everything's made. So now what you're going to do is you're going to head back into your sub account. Okay. And then you are going to go down to calendars, click calendar settings. You're going to click on more options, or actually no, you just click on edit calendar, scroll down, and then you'll have the option for that Carson R, or your name right here. All right. If it doesn't have that name, you can head back into where it says go back, settings, in the agency view, team, and then just make sure you're that account you just added. So instead of it being Carson Reed, the Carson R account under that second technically employee account that you added, you have location, and then you have your sub account in here as well. You need to make sure it's connected to a sub account. We just did that, so there shouldn't be any worries, but just make sure that's there, because then once that's done, it'll show up as a user right in here to take the calls. Okay. So we're going to click Carson R. And we'll talk about how to connect Zoom and just all of that in a minute. But all we have to do here is click save. So just make sure everything you want here is saved. You're going to click save right there. like so. And then now you want to change your availability. So if you're taking calls on Sundays, Fridays, whatever, just make sure your availability is here. You can do things here. You can add times that you're open. So maybe you're only open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then, or 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then maybe 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Whatever it is, you can customize it all here just based on your own schedule. What we are also going to set up as well inside this video is syncing your Google Calendar so it can read events on your Google Calendar. So if like this will be like the overall broad time horizon. So 8 to 5 is when people can book calls with you, but people will only be able to book calls within the empty slots within 8 to 5 according to your Google Calendar, right? So if you have an event on your Google Calendar for like another meeting or something at 10 a.m., just because it's 8 to 5, they won't be able to book at 10 a.m. because that's filled, because GoHighLevel will read your calendar. All right. Down here, we're going to slot interval, 30 minutes is good. Meeting duration, we want to be 60 minutes because this is the demo calendar. Minimum scheduling notice, we want to be probably, it's up to you, but I would say about like 12 hours for sure. Date range, we never want to have our date range be longer than like 3 to 4 days, okay? Because what happens is people book calls and then they forget about it. 3 is kind of the max I would go, but if you have big events, if you're super busy with work and like just there's things going on, of course you can expand this out to like 5 days or whatnot. But this is just how far people can book with you in advance. And then maximum bookings per day, don't worry about that. Slots per user, don't worry about that. Buffer time, post buffer time, don't worry about any of that, okay? Cool. That is good. And what we can also, 60 minutes is fine. Cool. So you're going to click save. Then we are going to have forms and payment. We might change out the form here later in this video, so don't worry about this for now. But everything here is fine. Make sure consent checkbox is on. Add guest, good. Confirmation page, just keep this all default. We're going to talk about this later. Auto confirm new calendar meetings, yes. Done. Save. Again, for you guys that like are confused on like what's happening here, we're just making the calendar that our leads and our prospects, our potential clients will be booking onto, and we want to customize that so it's all good. Yeah, so appointment booked, status unconfirmed, notifies when an appointment is booked. You guys can just like optimize this, whether it's like email enabled, whatever you guys want. We have automation set up so we don't have to do that. So I guess just the answer to that is like, you don't need to do this. Allow Google Calendar to send invitation and update emails to attendees. Yes, have this on. And then assign contacts to the representative. Yes, you can do that. Actually, you don't even have to worry about that. That's fine. Actually, yes, you do want to do that now that I think about it in automations. So have that on. Okay. Allow rescheduling. You can like add like rescheduling links will expire X. I wouldn't even worry about that. And then this will be like the meeting notes on the event itself. So you guys should be able to see this, but it's like phone number all the way down to cancellation link, reschedule link, etc. Okay. Now you're going to click save. And then lastly here, shouldn't be anything crazy. That is it. So cool. That is all you have to have here. That is pretty much the calendar. Now, what we need to do is we need to connect our Zoom and our Google account so then it all syncs. So what you do is you're going to click up here in the top right on this little, your icon. You're going to click this, log in as, and then you're going to select that user you added as an employee. So right here, it's Carson R. And I know this is confusing, guys. Just this is like a one and done type of thing. So just let the process play out, I guess. All right. So once it says logged in as Carson R, and then this is your technically your employee account. Only reason you have this account is literally to just make sure that your Zoom account and everything is connected to the calendar. Other than that, we're not going to be inside of this like other separate employee type account. Because what happens when we log into this, we're going to have what's called My Profile. This will be in options up in the settings. So if you guys aren't already there, you'll go down to settings and then you'll have My Profile right here. Now, what you guys can do is make sure all your information is filled out here. And then you will have right here where it says calendar settings. You're going to connect your calendar so you can add a new one, Google Calendar, Outlook, iCloud, whatever you guys use, connect that here. And then you also will connect your Zoom account. Okay. So right here where it says, should say somewhere. Well, maybe that's it right here. It's just the video conferencing. Boom. There we go. Is if you want to use Google Meets or Zoom, completely up to you. I like Zoom more personally. This is just, I think, the default that it has it on for Google Meet. And then you'll connect it. So you'll connect, all you have to connect here is your calendar and then your video conferencing app, right? Google Meets should be free if you're paying for Google Meets or your Google admin profile within your business domain email. And then Zoom is, of course, this costs like $10 or $11 a month to have meetings that go beyond, I believe it's 30 minutes or maybe it's 45 minutes. I recommend paying for Zoom. I think it's worth it. But again, you can get super flexible here if you are not trying to pay for Zoom. And then what you want to do is once you've added that, it's going to say calendar configuration. You're going to, so it says linked calendar, sync bookings with your linked calendar. So this means when someone books a calendar, like a meeting within your GoHighLevel calendar, like a client meeting that wants to have a sales call essentially with you, it will write it and it will sync it to your actual Google Calendar, whatever calendar you connected up here. So like make the event on the calendar. And then you want to make sure you also have conflict calendars. So add additional calendars to be checked to prevent double bookings. So this is what I was talking about earlier, is like if your availability on that calendar is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but you have an appointment at 10, right? 10 a.m. inside of your calendar, no one will be able to book on 10 a.m. because it's blocked, right? So what you want to do right here is make sure you have this on like this, like so. And then you also have click edit here, and then you sync this like so as well. I'll probably have to blur out my email, but you guys get the point. Okay. Once that's done, we're going to head down to the calendars here on the left, and we see this here. We're going to click edit calendar. We're going to scroll all the way down. We're going to click meeting location, and then whatever you connected, whether it was Zoom or Google Meets, select it, right? So I selected Google Meets. I didn't integrate my Zoom. So if I try to do Zoom, it says this user has not connected their Zoom account yet, right? So whatever you need to do, just make sure you connect your meeting location, whether it's Zoom or Google Meets, one or the other. It needs to be a video conferencing app. I wouldn't recommend doing phone calls, okay? Because it's a 60-minute call. This is where you're going to pitch them, ask them questions, learn about their business, and try to close them. And then last thing, once you've clicked save here at the top right, is you're going to go to preferences, make sure nothing should really be needed here. Okay, that's easy. Availability, this is just your availability inside, so make sure this is just open, right? This is fine. You can select all days because again, the calendar only has Monday to Friday open, and then it will sync events accordingly. So even if you have Sunday open here, it won't do it. So just make sure this end is open, and then you're going to click connections, and then just make sure this is all integrated properly. So it's kind of the same thing. So my staff, click Carson R, just the account, your employee account, and then just make sure connected calendars is good, linked calendars, and then conflict calendars is all good, and then all this is saved, right? And then that being said, you're going to just make sure everything is saved. Make sure you constantly are clicking the save button, and then you're good to go. Once that's all set up, you can click switch back to your main agency account, and then you shouldn't really ever have to sign into that like little employee account again. That's just to connect the calendar and Zoom account and your Google integration to make sure it's all good, okay? And if you guys have any questions while you go through this stuff, I cannot tell you guys how good high-level support is. So on the top right, there's the need help icon. You can click right here, and you can immediately jump on a Zoom call with GoHighLevel, which is so convenient, okay? I've done this countless times. You can even go on chat or raise a ticket if you don't have time that they'll reply to you over email. You can literally jump on a Zoom chat with them if you have any questions with any part of their platform, connecting Zoom accounts, connecting emails, everything throughout this video, they will help you with, which is so convenient, okay? So I would really highly recommend you guys do that. If you have questions that aren't covered throughout this video and somehow you just can't figure it out online, you'll get it fixed within 10 minutes here, okay? Again, that's why the $297 plan is important, because you get extra support here. And then, of course, the $500 a month plan within GoHighLevel, the $497, you also get extra support as well. So that's why I emphasize those, all right? Let me double check to make sure we covered everything on the slide deck, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so we have set up the calendar. We have integrated Google and Zoom, depending on whatever preference you want, both work. And then automating confirmations and reminders, that was also there at the end of that kind of that calendar when we were setting up all the settings. So I think this is all good. We've set it all up here. Of course, the actual confirmation reminders and text messages and emails will be inside of the automation/workflows sub video inside this module, just to cover it separate, but it's all the same thing. So as long as you've done what I've shown you here, these steps, you're all good to go to have people start booking calls on this calendar, and you'll be able to take them from there. So that being said, next steps is just to make sure, build out and set up your calendar, ready to take calls via Zoom or Google Meets. I like Zoom better, just my personal preference, completely up to you though. And then Google Meets if you want that as well. Just connect your email, make sure you're good to go, and after that, you guys can head into video 5, and I'll see you guys in there. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome to video 5. This video, we're going to be covering websites and funnels. So first thing is going to be, we're going to be talking about how to connect a domain, buying a domain, talking a little bit about your business name as well, if that's not something you have already bought or thought about or done. Next is going to be publishing your funnel. So actually going into the funnels and the websites I've built you that you will be ready to use for people that are interested in your service, so then we can have them convert into an appointment and be good to go from there. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about collecting payments. So a good payment processor, because Stripe is not really the route anymore today. A lot of people talk about, using Stripe, and that's what I used personally when I started. But personally, there are some problems with that. And I want to talk about how you guys should collect payments starting out, because it's a big topic that obviously you'll need to think about when making money. So let's quickly jump into GoHighLevel and talk about the domain. All right. So when we think about our domain and everything, so this whole video and this, I guess, sub video in this module is going to be talking about these funnels. All right. So biggest thing we need to understand is what our business name is, because that's going to come extremely relevant. So let's quickly jump over to the solution chart and let's look at some things. So where did I cover niche? All right, cool. So here are all the industries that I covered. Now I've covered a lot more in that video, of course, that you guys saw about picking your industry. That should have been picked by now. You guys understand who you're working with. So around picking your business name, this is kind of a business name. There's two routes you can go here. We can go a broad biz name, or we can go a niche business name, right? And again, this is for people that haven't already thought about their business name. It's important, but it's not that important. Like, a lot of people spend way too much time on this stuff. You need to choose your business name and fast. Like, you can get a couple people's opinion if you would like, maybe people just, hey, what do you think of this? But the point is, you don't want to have it sound too confusing. So I'll go to ChatGPT and I'll even just go up right here. So let's say I am trying to figure out his name for my agency, and I work with plumbers. Plumbers. All right, please give me options and choose to involve. Yeah, sorry if I'm quiet, guys. I'm just trying to type this out. So let's see what it gives me. So pipeline AI, flow logic AI. So I'll give you guys some context on like what I would pick here if I was you guys. So point is a broad business name would be like something broad, right? So like my agency, 100kAIagency.com, right? That agency name is very, very broad, right? Like, that's not talking to one certain business. That's just talking about many, many different businesses on how we can help them save or make an extra 100 grand a year using AI. Like, that's my business name. You guys can look that up. I have sub businesses. That's like the parent company. I have sub businesses under that have different names around, like, like I was talking about specifically earlier in this video about like working with high ticket medical spa treatment clinics, right? So like, that's a separate business name, but it's kind of under this parent company. So that's that. Or my first marketing agency, I worked with real estate agents in Needly, right? Does anyone even know what this means? No, I don't even know what in Needly means, right? But the point is like, I thought of it like in need, right? Like, that's kind of how I thought of it, like in need, but that's not like, no one knew that, and that's just, that was like I wouldn't have, if I gone back, I wouldn't have chosen that name, but guess what? I was still able to make a lot of money with that business name, and that didn't really hinder me at all. So don't be too worried about that. Niche business name would be like what we're seeing right over here, Pipeline AI, right? Like, that's a cool name. Blue Valve AI, Flow Sense AI, Hydromind AI, Smart Pipe Agency, Drip IQ, Pipe Version AI, Pipe Pros AI. I like that. That's good. Flow Gen Agency, Pipe Growth, Aquascale AI. You guys can kind of do your own research here. Now, do the same, but working with realtors. Right, so you guys can kind of go back and forth here. ChatGPT will kind of figure out a name for you and just pick it, guys. Like, at the end of the day, just like Realtor IQ. I'm sure, like, of course, these can't be taken already in domains, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But like Closing Flow AI, like, that's pretty decent. Agent Scale AI, like, I like these names. Like next door growth, all good names. You guys can talk back and forth and figure out your name out here. Obviously, this isn't something I can tell you guys, for certain, because I'm not you. I'm not in your exact situation. So just pick something, maybe get a couple of people's opinion, but don't spend more than an hour on this. All right. Once you pick your business name, let's jump over to GoDaddy, type in the business name you want. So let's say I want Estate Engine AI. Okay. Search domains. And then let's see what else they got here. Estate Engine. Ooh, it has two E's. I kind of don't like that, actually. Next door growth. Again, this is like a process. You guys got to figure out which domain and business name you can actually get, because sometimes it's hard. LeadDoorAI.com. 1 cent for the first year. So, that's an option right there. You can make it yours. Just quickly buy it. Completely up to your business name, right? Cool. So that's something I wanted to cover, because I know business name and stuff was something I didn't touch on earlier in this video, but I guess now it's relevant, so you guys can have that there. Alrighty, cool. Let's jump back into GoHighLevel and let's talk about funnels and domains. So I guess first, buy your domain. So make this yours. You can go through the process of buying it, and then you go to GoDaddy and then you buy it. I'm gonna go to my products real quick, and I might have to blur some stuff out here as well, but this is just some of the domains I own. Okay, so like I own carsonrv.com, right? So what we're going to do, we're just going to head back to settings and high level, go into the settings in the bottom left, inside of our sub account, and then we're going to scroll down to where it says domains and URL redirects. We're going to connect a domain. We're going to click funnel and website. We're going to type in the domain we just bought. So let's say, I don't know if there's an example I can use here. So I'm going to do this one. All right, this is what I have here, acquiregrowth.io. Let's have me log in and stuff real quick. Let me log in 1 sec. All right, guys, so I'm going to do the acquiregrowth.io domain I have right here on the right. I don't even remember why I have this domain, but I'm going to just do it for the example of this case. So put your domain in here that you just bought. Usually when you click continue, also had recommended continue, and then usually GoHighLevel will automatically detect where you bought this domain from. So it'll say GoDaddy, and it will generally just ask you to connect it. So it'll say authorized domain, click that. Then you're going to click connect. acquiregrowth.io is now your lead connector domain. Perfect. Now we'll let it authorize and do its thing. Sometimes this takes a little bit, but you can just kind of let it sit and wait. Boom. Now it's connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to link funnel. You can just do it with funnel and then just do the direct calendar one. You guys should already have that here. And then, yeah, booking page, just proceed to finish. So this kind of just be like the default where it sends people when people look up your domain. And then you'll just connect to that funnel I just showed you guys. Now it will load, let it do its thing. Cool. So now it's down here. We have it, external domains. Of course, internal domains is I think where you buy it through GoHighLevel, but again, I think GoDaddy is a lot easier. So we've got that all set up like here. Now let's go back, and that is our domain pretty much set up. Now what we need to do is we need to talk about the different websites we have. All right. So when it comes to this setup and this process right here, I've given you guys 2 funnels that you can send traffic to, and I also gave you a client onboarding funnel. This client onboarding funnel, I'll just show it real quick to get it out of the way. This is going to be showed a lot more throughout the client success, client fulfillment kind of section without this course. But essentially, I have 5 steps in this client onboarding funnel. So this is like a funnel. Like imagine this funnel is made with videos on each of these, like sections, I guess, except the intake form, for example. It's one of these things where you can connect your domain here. So when you go to settings, this is how you connect your domains. You'll just click the acquiregrowth.io, what I just did, and you'll just click save. Okay, boom. So now this is connected like so. Point in me saying this is, so now all of these actual funnels have a domain connected to it, right? So if anyone wants to go to this site, they'll find it. So now we can have this link to the step 1 that we can send to all of our future clients that we close, and it'll be an automated onboarding process. And what I mean by that is essentially you'll have an expectations video that they're going to watch right after they joined and they paid you, right? So they'll watch this. Then they'll go to step 2, right? Connect Facebook Business Manager. So they're going to connect their Facebook Business Manager. You're going to make a video. Again, this is kind of me future pacing here, but I just want to cover all the funnels I've made for you guys. This is where they will connect their Facebook Business Manager and automatically give you access just through going through these videos, right? Extremely valuable, extremely time efficient. Next will be a CRM overview. So you and all of your clients, you will make them their own sub accounts in GoHighLevel, just like we've done our own here. You can do the same thing. It's going to be a lot more simplified, but you're going to give this to your clients because it's obviously needed, and they will use it from there. And then you're going to talk about GoHighLevel a little bit on what they need to know when using GoHighLevel, right? And again, we're going to talk about this more later in the video, but I'm just giving you some context. Step 4, and then I've also made a intake form that you can send to all of your clients. So it's very, very easy to actually, give to them, right? So then you have their information saved in your database for, just like on your client's submission form, right? Which is what this is. So it's just essentially an automated onboarding process that you can send one link to them, and they will do all the things you need for them when it comes to client onboarding, right? But for most of you guys don't have clients yet, so don't worry about that. Really, the things you guys got to work on is these 2 ads funnels. So I've given you guys 2 right here. We have a VSL funnel and we have a direct calendar funnel. Here's the difference between both so you guys understand what it is. And every time you need to connect a domain to the funnel or to just these pages, like I just did before, you click settings and then you just click please select domain, and then you'll click the domain you just connected, right? So what a VSL funnel is this is where we're going to send traffic from ads straight to a page like this that has a VSL video. This is what this is called, a VSL video, a video sales letter video that explains why your service is good and why XYZ industry needs you, right? So like why real estate agents would need you, or plumbers would need you, or HVAC companies would need you. It's just essentially a video sales letter. It's literally in the name, VSL. And this is what you're going to send traffic to from your ads for your own agency to have people and your potential clients book a call with you. Now, but here's the key point. Right after they go through the VSL, they're going to click, they're going to give you their information right here. Boom. and they're going to go through their information. Okay. And then right here, they will get to a booking page. And then right after a booking page, right, this will be the calendar, and you sync this on the site, which I'll show you in a minute. They're going to get shot to what's called the thank you page. This thank you page is essentially what's called the pre-call page, which I'm going to cover in just a minute, or actually I can cover it now. So essentially when your prospects and potential clients have booked a call with you and they're ready to chat with you, you need to have this page set up here so then they have some expectations, some context before jumping on the sales call with you. If you're an agency and you don't have this set up, this is a massive problem. It affects your show rate, your close rate, and your overall just sales process because you haven't given them the right expectations before they jump on a call with you. So it's going to be a short, like it could be as short as like 3 minutes all the way up to 20-minute video you're going to film, all the way for your what's called your pre-call video. This is just a video that you give expectations. You can host this on platforms like Wistia. You can even make a YouTube channel with just an unlisted YouTube video that you upload and you just integrate it within here, or you can actually just upload your raw file up into GoHighLevel on the website editor, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But the point here is this is what you're going to say is like on a video like this. Hey guys, just make sure, or hey, XYZ people, this video is really just made for you to understand the expectations before jumping on the call with me. Really key things we ask of you and we require of all the clients we will probably end up working with is show up to this call, a controlled, nice, quiet environment. Don't be showing up in the car or with bad Wi-Fi or with a baby screaming in the back. Make sure you're ready with a pen, notepad, paper ready, and you're ready to take notes just as it is any other important work call, because we're going to be asking you some questions about your own business so we can figure out if we can actually help you or not. And we're going to be showing you in depth how our system helps XYZ industry, if that makes sense. And then we'll go from there. So you're just kind of giving them the expectations. So they show up to the call, right? They know they're going to get some text messages from you, and automations and reminders. And then they actually, take this call seriously, because who wants no-shows and who wants people who show up with baby screaming in the back? No one does. Step 2, I've already made this for you guys. Make sure you confirm your call by clicking yes, or it'll be automatically canceled. This is to be deleted, screenshot of calendar. You can keep this screenshot here. To be honest, I'll probably delete this from the snapshot. You guys won't have this text here, or you guys can delete it off your own, whatever. Because you guys can just use this exact same screenshot that I've given you. That's why you have this snapshot. And then step 3, this is kind of interesting as well. So this all goes into your sales process before, of course, people chat with you. You can have what's called, these are I guess I call them pre-handling objection videos. So the most common objections you're going to get on sales calls is how does this program work? What does it do that you actually get more business? How much does this program cost? I've been burned before. How do I know this isn't a scam? These are all super valid questions people are going to have when working with you, or before working with you jumping on your sales call. So you can make 1 to 2 minute videos just kind of countering each of these objections that they watch before showing up to the call with you. I've seen a massive increase in not only show rate, but also close rate, and people not asking these questions because they know the answer to it. So just a quick kind of piece of advice that I think super high level agencies do that a lot of the lower ones just don't. So again, you guys already have this in the snapshot, all design website I've given to you, so you're good to go there. Lastly, this is if you have any testimonials or case studies you guys can use, just delete this if you don't, right? So pretty simple there. So yeah, that is pretty much what this VSL site is. And then what the other funnel is, it's the exact same thing, just simplified. So instead of having that little VSL page, you send all of your traffic straight to this booking page, and then they go straight to the thank you page. So for context, this VSL funnel has friction. That's what this is. This VSL page that you send people to immediately is friction, because now people have to go watch a video before they can actually click this button to go book a call with you on the second page. So what you've done is you've added friction into the sales process. And I don't recommend any of you guys to be using the VSL funnel unless you're spending at least $100 a day on your own paid ads. And I would even say as much as $150 a day. You will understand this a lot more inside of the actual, sales, acquisition, how to acquire clients module inside this course. But that's the big difference between both. Direct to calendar is the best if you want the highest volume of appointments on your calendar that you can sell people. So if you're spending anywhere from $20 a day on your own ads, all the way up to 100, all the way up to 200, all the way up to 300, completely up to you. I would be running this direct to calendar. I think this is much better. I think the VSL funnel really works at a very high level if you're spending a lot of money on ads and you have already experience and case studies and testimonials that you can reference throughout that VSL video that people see right before they get, to that booking page. So that's the big difference between both. Now, while we're here, since we've connected our domain and everything, obviously already, bought the domain, business name, all that, I want to quickly just show you guys how to edit this page. So this is probably going to be the funnel almost all of you guys will be using. So I think it's only fair for me to kind of just be referencing this. But all you have to do within high level to edit these is click edit. And then you get to a page that looks exactly like this. Okay. So I've already templatized all of this for you guys inside the snapshot you have. So what you do is you just put your niche up here, looking to scale to whatever it is that most people in your industry are, doing, right? So it's like looking to scale past X amount of dollars a month or X deals per month, or looking to add 10 more deals per month, right? And then you have your 1-sentence offer explanation that I referenced earlier that you're going to plug in right here. So implement AI into your business to scale to X amount per month within X amount of days. And then you can say something like using our AI, right? Something like that. So that's like some context on why that 1-sentence offer explanation is super important. Now, when it says you don't have any calendar yet, you can, like, this is how easy it is to edit, guys, like very, very easy. You can also adjust like the padding and stuff. So there's kind of like different, like, you guys see all these like random boxes. There's just different boxes between each one. So if you want to like customize like how much padding there is, boom, you have that, or you can go like that. So that's how you do that. If you guys want to customize, just go right here. You've got like the font size, so you can make it smaller, or you can make it obviously bigger. Cool. You can font weight, bold. It's already bolded for you guys. All this stuff is already made for you, so all you have to do is just edit that. Only thing I might edit if I were you is just the padding, so you can kind of control how close the words are together, like so. And then calendars, you can click this right here, calendar, like so. Scroll, let me see, general, right here, calendar, and then use demo calendar, right? Boom. And then now it shows up like so. This is your calendar. So you can have it all set up here like so. And then redirection action from the go to next step. Put that here, because then when people book a call with you, again, it's in that funnel format. It's in a funnel. So once people book a call with you, it'll immediately go to that next step in the funnel, which is obviously super important. Okay. Last here, you can put your logo if you want, completely up to you. That's optional down there. And then that's kind of it for this page here. So you can click save and then you click publish. For the sake of this, I'm just not going to, but again, you guys would do that. And then on the next page, thank you, page right here, we can kind of just touch up the site the same way. So your implementation call is scheduled. Important, your call is not confirmed yet. Watch the short video to confirm your call. And then this would be what's called your pre-call video. That's what I was just talking about earlier. You can put any sort of like video. So if it's like a hosted video, for example, you can literally select video and then upload the video file, and you can even select a thumbnail. So if you don't have like Wistia, for example, or YouTube to go upload a video, that's how you can do it. Now, if you scroll down, you do that the same with all these 3 videos. And then, of course, if you need to delete sections, you just go outside here, delete in these boxes, delete, whatever, and you can edit. And if you want to see the phone view and edit how that looks, you click this little phone icon right up here, the mobile, and you can also adjust the text strictly for phone and strictly for, desktop, like so. So that's really how you do that. It's already all templatized for you, how our mechanism, just our AI powered, our AI system, so you can call it whatever it is, you guys edit this based on your own niche, your own offer, everything like that, and then you click save and publish. So that's really how all these sites work, guys. Hopefully this has all made sense. I've also added in some privacy policies and some terms of use just in here as well if you ever have to send this to people. Of course, you guys can reference all my Google Docs and all this and stuff, the resources I've given you inside of here when you need to. This will just be exclusively for people that obviously have this. And then privacy policy, terms and conditions. I've also made this for you guys as well here if you ever have to add it. So you don't really need to. It's just for, I guess, simplicity, easy sake, I added in for you guys. And then that is the 3 funnels we have set up here. And then you are good to go. You guys probably know, last thing I'll say in this video is or before I go back to the slides, is you guys know how I said at the start of this video, don't obsess over our main website and stuff. You literally just set up your website and your domain. So this is the first page people see when they look up your domain. So it's like, imagine you owned apple.com, for example. It's already set up to redirect straight to this page, right? Because we already set that up. Of course, if I click save there, it would show the calendar and whatnot, and then I'd have my logo down here as well. Last thing now I'll show is if you ever have to update the logo or the images that we have here, you just click add image and you click image right here, click this icon right here, and then you'll just be able to prompt it to upload an image. If you have a new image you want to upload, like your business logo, and then you can go from there. And actually, now this is the last thing I want to show you guys as well. Let's say, so that's pretty much it for the funnels. I wanted to show you guys how to make a logo real quick with ChatGPT if you guys want that. So that's the logo right there. You know, like if that's what you want to use, you can do that. You can ask ChatGPT, you can say, please just give me the logo by itself. So you can upload that as profile pictures. And then this you can just take as your main logo. So that's how good and simple this stuff is. And you can just go to canva.com and get a transparent, you can upload it and get a transparent logo of it. And then you can plop it right on your website down here. Okay. I've also added pop-ups if you guys have been seeing that. So if like people try to click their cursor out like that, I've also added automatic pop-ups that you can add right here. The way you access that to quickly make sure your calendar is being shown right there is click edit. And then we have kind of all these little different settings and tabs you guys can just mess around with up here. It is the pop-up settings. So right here, pop-up, boom. So I've already set this up for you guys here. You guys can literally just delete this. Actually, you can keep the custom HTML. What you'll do is you'll just select your calendar, demo calendar, and then you delete this little text because I already have this here for you guys. Boom. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks like that. It should show it. Boom. So now when people try to like get their cursor off your page, they have this, you know, form that has a calendar on it that they're now prompted to book into. So just again, all these little sales tactics, I've already done it all for you guys, so you guys can just quickly publish and save from there. But yeah, let's jump back in the slides because that's pretty much it for this. Connecting domain, publishing first funnel, collecting payments. Last thing we need to cover. I know I've said last thing like 5 times here. Let's talk about how you're actually going to collect payments. So just for some context on how this is properly done, you, at least in the US, I'm speaking for US here. If you don't understand for your own country, if you're in a different country, just chat back and forth with ChatGPT and see what you should do. But in the US, you can be what's called a sole proprietor, right? Sole proprietorship, and you don't necessarily need a legal entity up until you close a client or whatnot is like I would say a good time to do it, and you get paid. So in the meantime, you can open you can open Stripe, WAP, and Fanbase. So these are like the main 3 big payment processors that people use today. Now I'm going to kind of give my review on each of these. Stripe, number 1, is good for just opening and having it as a backup. So I'd recommend all of you guys do it, but I wouldn't recommend processing payments through it unless one of the other options fail, because Stripe is a platform that's not designed for high ticket payments. So for example, if you're processing anything over like $500 to $1,000 on Stripe, you're at a risk of getting your account shut down because they don't tolerate high risk businesses. In your mind, in their mind, you're a high ticket and a high risk business because you're processing expensive payments. They're used mainly for like e-commerce stores and whatnot, right? Like this is where like, you're getting $12, $27, $30 payments just for t-shirts and stuff. Like that's what Stripe is really meant for. When it comes to high ticket stuff like 5, 10 grand, even over like a grand, like I was saying, it becomes a point where they monitor your account and they can kind of put restrictions on it whenever they want, but you can get away with using it here and there for like as like a backup processor. So I'd recommend all of you guys to open it there. The biggest one I recommend is Fanbasis. I'll quickly go to Fanbasis right now, their website, so you guys can see it. So this is fanbasis.com. We use them full time for everything today. Me and my team, this is the number 1. I'm very close with their team, actually at Fanbasis as well. And I recommend all of you guys to use them. You can just go to their account, book a demo call, and speak with them. So it's like very high level support. Like you can book a call with their team and get an account through them with pretty decent processing fees, right? And with Stripe, you're never getting a call with their team ever. There's no support. Fanbasis has been super trusted. I've used them for a long time. If for whatever reason I ever decide to use a different platform, I'll mention it in a newer YouTube video. But for now, Fanbasis is super highly recommended. So you guys can book a call with them on their website here. Now, the last platform I want to cover is WAP. WAP is like it's a platform that a lot of people process payments through. I just would say it's better off having a Fanbasis account and then a Stripe account as a backup. So that's what I recommend for all payments. It's very easy to set up, and yeah, you guys can do it from there. So that's pretty much it as far as processing goes, and we'll kind of just jump in the next steps. So next steps going forward is build out your sales funnels and customize it for your offer, industry, and angle, like I was just mentioning. So make sure you guys go through these pages. Use the funnel 2, which is the direct calendar one. Unless you guys have a massive budget to start this business, then you can use the VSL funnel one. I think for 99.9% of you, it makes sense to have funnel 2, which is the direct to calendar one, customized, set up, and good to go. With your domain, make sure you have your business name, domain, and all that already set up as well. And you understand your offer and angle, which we already covered in a previous video. Then after that, head into video 6 inside this module because we're going to keep covering through stuff and we'll keep rocking and rolling. So I'll see you guys in video 6. Alright guys, welcome into video 6. In this video we're going to be talking about automations and workflows within GoHighLevel. So this was kind of the workflow settings I was kind of showing you guys earlier around appointment reminders, follow-up reminders, just kind of everything around there. So let's jump into it. What we're going to cover in this video is talking about the lead capture to nurture texts and emails that I've already made for you guys. They're all templated. You just need to fill in the blanks. Same thing with the appointment booking reminders. This is like that, what I was showing you, like the confirmation text and email, 24-hour reminder, 1-hour reminder, and then the 10-minute reminder, how to make sure this is all being sent properly to the leads. And then lastly, client onboarding workflows. So this is contracts, welcome emails, etc. So when clients are closed on the sales call, they can get put into an automation that immediately makes sure they are getting, emailed and texted, like welcome emails and that sort of stuff. So they're all good to go there. So let's quickly jump into high level. We'll jump into it. Alrighty, to start off with, let's go down to the automation / workflow settings on the left or section. Now you're going to see these are all the sort of different workflows and automations we have set up here. There's a folder called Simpana Connector. This is the app me and my team have developed. So that's going to be around the AI caller stuff. So hold off on that. We can wait on that until that section and that module specifically inside this video. The main thing I want to cover is these 3 ones right here. So the 10 email lead nurturing sequence workflow, the appointment confirmation and reminder workflow, and then the client close workflow. So we'll start with the 10 email lead nurturing sequence. You guys have an idea of what this is. Essentially, what this is it's when leads get put into the new lead section inside the pipeline, right? So if you guys remember, that's the trigger in this automation. So I'll kind of break down the workflows and go high level right now so you guys understand that as well. But inside the lead to sales pipeline, our main one here, this is where all the contact tags are going to be added, right? And as we move them around, it's going to trigger this automation right here. So for this one specifically, a trigger is essentially inside of GoHighLevel. This is like what's going to start or activate the workflow and automation, right? So if I click add trigger, we can see all the different triggers here on different things, right? Like affiliate created, appointment status, customer booked an appointment, like contact tag added, or, contact changed. Like all these certain things are different triggers we can add. I've already done this for you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. But just make sure when you click this right here, it's opportunity created new lead in pipeline lead to sales pipeline, and then pipeline stage is new lead, right? We can obviously change that to whatever stage we want here, but in this case, it makes sense for a new lead because new lead is indicating they haven't booked an appointment yet. So this is someone who's just opted in. Then what it's going to do is it's going to send them 10 emails over the next 10 days. Because the whole goal is they have booked or they have opted in somehow, right? If we're running the opt-in form, if you guys are running the VSL or not the VSL, the actual direct to calendar funnel, which I recommend most of you guys are, this actually won't be that applicable because people are just directly booking calls. They're not opting in. This is mainly for people inside the VSL funnel. But if you're collecting customer information elsewhere and just getting opt-ins through forms or through anything, again, this can be helpful there. But as far as being confused with all this stuff, don't worry about it. Just follow my steps here and this will make sense, as you go. So we have 10 different emails. Every single email is kind of already made for you. So username, user email, it's going to come from you already. So don't worry about that. Subject, change it to looking for more, whatever you want them to, whatever they want, right? You have to change it. And then it will say their name here. Hey, first name. Put your niche in where it says niche, what's available, talk about your offer in here, and then why you can't miss, blah, and then you kind of just fill in the blanks, and then it's going to say your name at the end. I've already done all this for you guys, okay? All you have to do is fill in the blanks where it says niche and, offer and stuff like that. It's all already made for you. You guys just have to go in and fill the blanks, right? Where it says looking for more X, whatever it is, right? And you can change the subjects on these if you would like as you go. But the whole point is just to kind of keep hammering them to want to book a call. So it's already coming directly from you. These wait things are just wait 1 day. So as it's kind of labeled, all the way for 10 days. And it's different emails every time, right? One thing you might want to change is the subjects based upon your industry. So it's kind of just depends on you. But that is that. So what you'll do to kind of finish this automation is go through every single one of these emails and then just change where it says niche, change where it says offer, and then maybe mix up the subjects a little bit, and then that's it. What these are right here for context, these kind of username, and then like at the very end, username. This is custom assigned fields. So username, this is you, as in you're the user that's assigned to this lead. I know that might sound confusing, but that's just another kind of custom way to have it as your name, right? So like you guys remember I added myself as Carson R. It's going to say from name, Carson R up here. And if you guys would like to always change this as well, like here, and just put your name like this, that's totally fine as well. But again, this will do the exact same thing in the majority of cases, right? So that's that first automation right there. And then always when you're done saving them, make sure it's from draft, make sure it's published, okay? Or else then it's not gonna fire off. Next is gonna be the appointment confirmation and reminder workflow. This one is very, very important because if this isn't set up, then we have a problem, right? So what the whole goal of this automation is, you guys already saw it briefly, but we're supposed to send confirmation texts and emails, 24-hour reminders and texts, and then 1-hour reminders and texts, and then 10-minute reminders and texts. This is emails and SMS text messages. In the future, I think next module, I'm going to talk about SMS texts and how to set up your phone number and all that sort of stuff within high level. But point is, this trigger is customer booked appointment. Make sure in calendar, demo calendar, so the calendar I've already made for you guys. If you guys change the name to your calendar, it will automatically change here as well. It's the same calendar ID. It's going to add into the pipeline. You can see here, all it is action name is literally just add new lead in pipeline stage new lead. And then what I would do is, so this is going to add it to new lead, but because they're booking an appointment, I would do this right here, booked appointment. I'll save this for you guys, and this will automatically already be saved inside of your snapshot as well. But just so you guys have some context, this automation right here is literally just supposed to create or update the opportunity to be inside the booked appointment sort of pipeline workflow, because again, the only way people get in this automation is if they're booking an appointment, right? Next is going to be pre-call confirmation emails. Again, this is completely from you. Here's a super important video to watch. The whole goal of this email right here and the first text is to get them to watch the pre-call video. That pre-call video was on that thank you page. It was like the last page inside that funnel I was showing you guys that you guys already have. And it's that 3 to 20-minute video that you made, giving the expectations they need to watch before the call. The reason this is so important is a lot of people book calls on websites and then literally just don't watch the video on there. We need to it's almost like getting them back in, looping them back in, make sure, hey, watch this before the call, watch this before the call, etc. And I've already done almost all of this for you. So, hey, contact name, this is appointment usernames. This is you with XYZ company. Here's our super important pre-call video. Boom. This is a specific link for the pre-call. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Please make sure to watch it, blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to talk about our appointment. It's going to start at this time right here. Talk soon, appointment username. You don't have to change anything in this email, okay? But as you noticed, we have this little field right here, custom values company name and custom values pre-call page, right? Or pre-call link. We need to update that. So here's how you do it. Just follow me as I go here. So go to sites, go to your direct calendar right here. Go to the thank you page, and then take your link right here that we connected the domain, and then it can be /precall or /confirmed. You can just go to publishing and then just edit that right here, and then update step if you want to change the end of this URL. So we're going to copy this right here because this is our pre-call page. It's just thank you page, pre-call page, same thing. And we're going to head down to settings in the bottom left, and we're going to go to custom values. Once we're in custom values, we're going to edit 2 things here. I've already made these custom values for you. You just need to go and fill in the blank. Number 1 is company name. Okay. So let's say your company name is Estate AI Growth, right? Whatever it is, put your company name in here. I'll just keep it placed here for now, but put your company name in this value. Make sure that is there, or else this will mess up in the automation. Put that company name here where it says value. And then right here where it says pre-call video link, place that link I just copied right here. So right, boom, boom, boom. And then you're going to click update, okay? That's what it's supposed to be. So I'm going to just keep it placed here again because, again, I'm not actually updating this stuff, but you guys get the point. You guys need to update that. And if you haven't filmed your pre-call video yet already, there is inside of the docs and resources, I'm going to include here, maybe I didn't show it, I'm going to include a pre-call template script that you guys can go actually use in here inside of the whole docs and resources and stuff I'm giving to you here, so you can have an idea of how that little video is structured that you're supposed to record. You can record it on a platform called Loom. Loom's great, or OBS, anything like that. Even on your phone if you can prop it up properly. So don't worry about that. Don't be in a too rush for that video now. Wait on that video, but just have these automations set up with the URLs and whatnot. So head back over here, head to appointment confirmation, make sure this is all good. So now it's going to auto import what company name we put here. It's going to remove this value and it's going to put our actual company name. Same thing with the pre-call video link, and that will be it there. Next, confirmation text. Look over this. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to put your company name here automatically. You don't even got to change it. and using this link, and then it'll automatically put the appointment meeting link, right? So I've already done all the work for you guys. Like, that's the big thing I want to make clear here is all the work's already done for you guys. It's going to ask them to reply yes to confirm their appointment. And then it's going to send them 24-hour reminders. Again, you don't even got to change any of this. It's all made. Same thing with the 1 hour, already all made. Boom, done, and done. So it's actually going to pull, like, it's giving the link to join the meeting. It did that in all the emails. It's just pulling from that, either that Zoom link that you're going to use based on if you connected Zoom or Google to your actual account. It's going to pull from that. And then appointment username, all good there. So everything is good to go in this automation, right? Like, I can't be more clear that it's very, very simple. One thing I'm going to add here that you guys will have automatically is remove from workflow, okay? And it's going to be another workflow. And then it's going to be 10 email lead nurturing. Because once people book an appointment, we don't want them to keep getting hammered by those emails to book a call. So that's going to be the first thing that it's going to do. Again, it seems like I'm adding stuff here. This will already all come done as you guys import this snapshot by the time you're watching this. So you might see other things you might have seen added, kind of workflows and whatnot. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. It's all the exact same. Cool. That's that there. So now it's going to send the correct reminders. Make sure this says published on the status. And then lastly, I want to show the client closed workflow. All right. So inside of here, the content tag is going to be client closed. So every single time you close a client, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the contact section. You're going to look up their name. So let's say Carson Test was the name of all these. We're going to click this right here, add tag. We'll say Carson closed. Carson closed as the action name. And then client closed right here. You're going to add it right there and then click add tag. Okay. Once that tag is added in here, they immediately now get thrown into this automation. Okay. Inside this automation, we're sending them a quick text and a quick email. So, hey, contact first name, welcome to the family. We're super excited to work with you and get your goals closer using our AI systems. Please click the link below to start the onboarding process. All right. And then same thing with this email. So it's kind of a welcome inside email and whatnot and everything. What you're going to do here is, even if you don't have this stuff filmed yet, and you might be like, Carson, I haven't done all this, go to this little funnel we have right here. Make sure your domain is connected if it's not. Take this link and throw it at the end of both of those, because it will be useful. Even if the videos in the onboarding process aren't filmed yet, trust me, do it, because by the time you get to where you close clients, all those videos should be done after, while you're watching this video. So paste that link there and then paste it in the email as well, and then you'll be good to go. Okay. Make sure you click save, everything good to go, and you will be done with the automations. So that is really the big key things with these automations. All right, for some reason my recording cut out real quick, so don't know why that happened. But anyways, if you guys have questions, again, since you guys are on the $297 and the $497 plan, you can go right up here, need help, start a Zoom link, start a chat, raise a ticket, whatever you need to do with any questions you have throughout this entire process, technically within GoHighLevel, and they'll be able to help you out from there. So that being said, let's jump back into the slides and we'll go from there. And actually, before we do that, the one thing I want to show you guys real quick, I'm not actually going to go through it, but if you guys go to this payments right here on the left and you go to documents and contracts right here, this is where you can get clients to actually sign contracts. So contracts, I 100% recommend all of you guys to be putting your clients on contracts, outlining everything you do. If you want to use AI for the contract because you can't afford a lawyer, completely up to you. I'm not like a legal advisor or anything like that. I don't know what's right and what's wrong. I would say recommended to get, of course, a lawyer, but for the sake of how good AI is today, you can definitely leverage that in the process and put your clients on contracts. Click new. All you have to do is just upload the PDF you have, with the contract you've downloaded on your computer for your client. And then all you have to do is upload this. You're going to put boxes in for signatures at the very bottom where there's the areas for it. And then you're just going to send it according to your client's contact within GoHighLevel. So it'll prompt you for that. I don't want to go into all that here just because, again, this stuff isn't really used until you're actually closing a lot of clients. And we're just setting up the systems for now. But just so you guys know, again, GoHighLevel is an all-in-one platform. You can do everything through here. And if you ever have questions, you have a Zoom, like a 24/7 Zoom room with it. They'll jump on questions and answer them for you. So let's jump back into the slides for the second time. All right, so we covered lead capture and nurtures, the texts and emails for 10 days. It was actually mainly emails. I think texts, honestly, isn't the right thing to do for those type of just automations. Appointment booking reminders, that's done. And then client onboarding workflows, contracts, and the welcome emails, that is all done as well. So Next steps is, of course, to build out all your automations and workflows for appointment reminders, follow-ups, etc. If you guys followed this video, you guys definitely did that. And that being said, head into video 7 as we're going to cover, I believe, the phone number, how to get that all set up, as well as your email within HighLevel. And then you guys are pretty much all done with HighLevel. All right, so jump into video 7. I'll see you guys there. Alrighty guys, welcome inside of video 7. Inside this video, we're going to be talking about how to get your own phone number, buy your own phone number so it's connected within GoHighLevel that you can text off of locally within the US or Canada or wherever you're doing your text from, and then making sure it also gets approved through the A2P 10DLC verification process. Without that being done and without doing it properly, you will not be able to send text messages through GoHighLevel. It's just not going to happen, as well as setting up your own email. So making sure your email won't get land in spam or anything like that. There's a correct process and a couple ways you can do it that I'm going to show you guys within this video. All right. So first thing we're going to cover is buying that phone number, getting the verification process done through A2P. Next is going to be setting up an email domain and having the correct settings behind it. Okay, so I'm going to quickly jump over into HighLevel and I'm going to show you guys how we do this. So once we're in HighLevel, we're on our sub account. I want you guys to do something really fast first because we're going to have to link this. Okay, so go to your funnel real quick and go to where this is the booking page. Okay, I'm going to quickly just preview it to see how this looks. Unable to find calendar. So let me connect my calendar real quick in here. If it says unable to find calendar, make sure you guys do this properly. And that actually reminds me something that I probably should have mentioned earlier. All of you guys should go to settings, calendar settings, and then go where it says activate or where it says like activate calendar. When you guys import my snapshot, it's going to automatically be inactive, I believe. So you just go to this 3 dots and then make sure it's active. Okay. Big kind of lesson thing there. All right. So head down over to your sites right here. Go to your booking page like so. Click edit. And then make sure the calendar is the demo one. All right. We're going to boom, update and set up like so. Publish. All right. Cool. So this, if I preview it real quick now, there's something I'm looking for, and you guys have to understand this. So when people try to book a call, there's a consent form. I receive any content from this company. Receive any content. Okay, cool. And I would actually, even for you guys, there's a couple kind of things we need to make sure here. So head back to calendar. This will probably already set up for you guys when you guys import this calendar. So again, up to you. But when people go through here, this consent checkbox, I'm also going to say consent, receive content, texts, calls, and emails directly from this company. Okay, cool. Make it very clear, because what happens is when we get our phone number, we have to go through an application process to make sure it gets verified. So, like, because there's a lot of laws and regulations around this stuff now that I would recommend you guys to educate yourself on. So if I quickly preview this right here, try to book. Boom. Okay, looks like that. Great. So reason I say that is because we need this to be accurate. All right. Next thing I need to quickly change as well, and you guys can follow me along, make sure you're doing this as well, is let me head back over here. I'm going to duplicate this tab. This might seem like I'm doing a lot, but just follow me right here because we're preparing for this application process. Head over to where I said privacy policy terms and conditions. I've already made this for you guys, but you guys need to edit it because it's currently templated. So right here, update this, update your month, day, year, where it says business name. If you have an LLC, put that LLC name here. If it's a personal sole proprietorship, make sure that's here. Visit website, you guys can just put your domain.com or whatever, and it should redirect it directly to that funnel page that we already set up earlier. How we collect information, just make sure anything that needs to fill in the blank here, like your email address, all of this, it's all filled in, your business name, email, website, all of it's all filled in. Same thing with the actual terms and conditions and privacy policy. So both of them. Then what we're going to do is we're going to head back to this booking page, and then at the very bottom, very bottom, we are going to where it says privacy policy. We are going to highlight over it. I don't know how much you guys can see here. Where it says hyperlink, add link. You're going to, I'm going to grab, what was this for? What was that? The privacy policy. We are going to grab this. Make sure our domain is connected right here. Okay. If you guys haven't already done that, just connect your domain because we need this to be a real site that is connected. Take this link up here, the privacy policy link. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Paste it, boom, right here, and then open a new window, okay? And then you're gonna click save. All right, I'm not gonna do it for the sake of this video. You're gonna do the same thing right here with this terms of service. So you're going to, boom, and then you're going to add this hyperlink and then put where it says terms of service and all that, or whatever, terms of service, yeah. Okay, and then we're going to save, all that. Again, I'm not doing it for the sake of this video, but you guys need to save it. And then what you need to do is we are going to head, I have another sub account open because I actually have A2P on that sub account I've been showing on you guys. You're going to go back to where your kind of sub account settings are, click on settings in the bottom left, and then click on where it says phone numbers like so. Now you're going to click add number, add phone number right here. And then you're going to click this little filter button. You're going to keep these capabilities on, and then you're going to turn off toll free. We don't want a toll free number. And then you're going to click match to first part of the number. And then now this is where you can kind of specify based on your area code, right? So for me, 206 or 206, this is Seattle. So I should get a bunch of Seattle numbers that probably show up. Bainbridge Island, Seattle, okay, all this area, right? And this is how I can buy a number. You can do this based on whatever area code you want or whatever works for you, completely preference. I just wouldn't get a 1-800 number. Just again, there's just the response rate on this is much lower. Then we're going to copy one of these. So we're going to click this, proceed to buy. It's literally $1. Proceed to buy it, but copy the number you buy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open a new tab and then put it up there at the very top just to save it for later. And I'm going to show you guys why in a second. Okay. So you've bought it. It's right here. And now you don't have a number, right? So, or that you have a number now, but it's not actually trusted, if that makes sense. So the next step is go to the trust center, like here, and what's going to say is this A2P messaging brand is yet to start and campaign is yet to start as well. We're going to head down to where it says start registration, start registering now. And then right as we open this, I want you guys to also, I know I have a lot of tabs open right here, but I want you guys to head back over here once we have this open and also pull up this resources and docs link and then open the A2P verification doc right here that I have for you at the very bottom of this resource doc. This will probably be blurred just for the sake of everyone who uses this. Kind of just goes through a list of instructions right here below to get it approved that you guys can just copy and paste over and then fill in the blanks. But let me kind of go right here. When you go through this process, I'm not going to go through it just because, again, I'm kind of just, there's a lot of information I have to give sensitive away here. But all you have to do is just follow this doc right here. And when it asks for like client's name or exact business registration name or whatever it is, just put your name, right? Because this you're applying for yourself, not for your client. And then it's going to also ask you to import your registration page. It's going to ask for a link. All right. And when you give them that link, you need to give them the page that we just connected, the privacy policy, terms and conditions, and we also have the consent checkbox when people try to book a call here. This page here. Again, I didn't save it for the sake of that video, but for the sake of this video. But this is the link to this site up here that you need to be giving to within this process of getting your A2P verified, okay? Because that's the requirement. You have to have a real legit hyperlink to a privacy policy at the bottom, terms of service at the bottom, and have a consent checkbox when people opt in, that they understand that they're giving you access to text, call, and email them, right? That's just what it is, and that's how we get this approved. Once it's approved, it's going to look like, if I censor a few things here, it's going to look like this. You are now A2P 10DLC compliant. This can take a couple hours to get compliant, or it can take 48 hours to get compliant, right? Completely up to just luck, to be honest. But once you have that, it's going to look like your number is here. You're going to click this 3 dots, select A2P campaign to link, and then you're going to click the one that got approved, which is just the only one that should show. Once that is done, you are fully A2P compliant and you are good to go. All right. So I know that's kind of a lot, but A2P, it's one of those confusing processes that I got a bunch of questions on in my 5-hour course last year. And I thought I'd kind of give like an asset around this and how it all works, as well as just giving direct instructions, because again, it's for compliance. You can educate yourself on this. I recommend you guys too. And if you have questions with this, if you don't understand what is even happening here, please just go up. And I know I've said this multiple times, but just use their support. They're great support. They helped me actually figure out a lot of this stuff when I was starting, because I had no clue how this all worked. All right. Next thing, and kind of last thing, I guess, in this video, is going down to settings and then going where it says email services. All right. So what we need to do here is you're going to click just this X right here. And this is probably what it looks like on default. You have this email right here, whatever. Cool. You know, it's like the email's like, it's some like lead connecting email, whatever it is, high levels default. These will always go to spam. So all of your emails will default go to spam. So what you need to do is click add service. You can do a couple things. So there's 2 routes you can take here. And the one I recommend is doing what's called just getting your domain actually added. So I'll kind of show you guys that for this video's sake. And you can also click add service up here if you use one of these emails right here, like Gmail, for example, you're going to put in your actual Gmail, whatever your Gmail is, and then you're going to create what's called an app password. All right, an app password within Gmail. You can do this. I'm sure you could find like a 2-minute YouTube video on how to do this, but you essentially go to your Google like domain settings or Google Gmail like account settings, and then you're going to go to the top and just type in app password. You just create an app password, and that's the password you put right here under that email. You click save, and then it will automatically start sending emails from your actual address. So like for example, if I open my Gmail app right here and I did that and I log into one of my emails, if I go to the sent folder and I'm getting booked calls, I will see in my sent folder right here, I will see my reminders that are going out to people for people that book calls with me. So it directly syncs up. But if you want to have it separate because you just don't want to connect it, and honestly this is the route I recommend you guys to do, you guys can kind of follow what I'm going to go and do right now. So you're going to click dedicated domain and IP here on the right. Domain configuration, no need. You're going to click add domain. Then what you're going to do is whatever domain you connected earlier. All right. So for me, it was that acquiregrowth.io one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do just EM for email. That's kind of email in short. You could do no, or you could do reply dot whatever. We're just going to add what's called, I don't know what exactly it's called. It's like it's a subdomain. All right. And you don't have to actually have a subdomain to do this, but you guys can follow how I do this. I've seen the best deliverability rates throughout my agency and everything through doing this. So acquire, I should copy from this. I have this over here, this link for this right here. So you're going to add this little subdomain like EM, for example, .acquiregrowth.io. I'm going to click add and verify, authorize domain. This is why GoDaddy is so easy, I think, in my opinion, to just connect all this stuff. I got to log in real quick. So let me do that. Boom. Now it is my lead connector domain. So I'm letting authorize. Essentially, it's going to connect. I connected to GoHighLevel, so it automatically copied all the codes and everything and whatnot over there. So point is that is pretty much, so we essentially created a subdomain. Sometimes, again, you have to give it time. It has to sync. It's kind of one of those things. But what you can do is you can click set headers. So once this is connected, you need all of this to be verified. I don't know if done. All right, so this is all set up. Great. For the sake of this video, I can actually show you guys what I mean. So it's essentially a subdomain that's connected within HighLevel, that the response rate and the deliverability rate is very, very high compared to any other methods I've seen. You're going to click on this right here where it says, we'll click set headers. This is going to be the default designated header it's going to send from all of your emails, which is super nice. So what you're going to do is you're going to do, for this example, Carson Reed, have it be your name, and then you're going to do Carson Reed at em dot boom, whatever your domain is right here. All right. And you can put Carson, you can put whatever it is. Okay. The domain's already set up, like whatever your name is, you can put that here. Then you click save, and then all of your emails will directly automatically be sent from this email address. All right. So it's all good to go. Once you click save there, you should be done, right? Boom, done. It's already right here. So that's how you do it. And that is how you connect your domain or your email and your domain. It's kind of a confusing process, but just trust me. It's like once you set this up, it's a one and done thing. Trust me. It's like I've done this many, many times. I had to learn from probably about 8 or 9 different HighLevel reps to just get to this, to figure out, wow, this is the easiest way to do it. So this is personally what I have internally with my team and everything. So it's just the best way to do it. But yeah, that being said, that is how you set up your email. That is how you set up the phone number, apply, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's head back over to the slides. So we covered buying into phone number, A2P verification, email, correct settings, perfect, done. Next steps is going to be, obviously, buy that phone number, use the A2P doc in my snapshot to get approved, and then set up your dedicated email domain if you're ready to start sending, which, again, all of you guys should have probably done by following that. So hopefully that all makes sense. And then lastly, head into video 8, which is the last video inside of this module. You guys are pretty much all done with HighLevel. It's, I know, been a little bit of a process, bit of a learning curve, but trust me, long term, you guys stick to this business model, everything like I've said, you follow this video and use HighLevel for the next 6, 12 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, whatever it is. It's an amazing investment, and I'm probably going to use it for the next decade. Who knows? Unless anything else happens, like everything is hosted on here for me at this point. So that's why I highly recommend. But that being said, guys, let's head into the last video inside this module. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, welcome to video 8, which is the last video inside of the GoHighLevel module setup. Which really to this video, we're just going to be talking about best practices and scaling within the platform. So what we're going to cover is number 1, keeping it simple, avoid overbuilding, follow the snapshot, and then lastly, kind of final thoughts on GoHighLevel. So first things when it comes to keeping it simple, I really mean this, guys. Like, I think a lot of people, especially in the whole AI automation world, they love to confuse things and kind of make things complex. It's AI, it's all new. It's like, at the end of the day, the systems in your business shouldn't be over confusing you, right? And if it is, then you have team members who manage it. But a lot of you guys just aren't at that point. I have given you what you're realistically able to scale in your agency, 6 figures a month, with just that foundation right there. Of course, you might have to add some other automations, some small things around that. But for now, like for those that are just trying to get to 10K a month, like that is all you need. Like you guys are good with that. So please keep it simple. Don't try to build big things and like waste your time on what doesn't matter, because what matters right now is having this section done, going to the next section, which should be talking about how to get clients, right? That's what really matters right now. Okay. So if you have any questions while you went through this section, I really recommend you to do kind of one of two things. One is, like I referenced multiple times, use GoHighLevel support. They have a 24/7 Zoom room where you can jump in based on your problem, and their support will help you with it, okay? Or raise a ticket, or start a chat, you know, if you can't talk to them over Zoom or whatnot. Completely great way and great, I guess, outlet to get help immediately. If you want like a question directly from me, I go through a lot of my YouTube comments, right? I've already referenced you guys multiple times to go in the description of this video and comment a question or comment your journey, comment where you're at, and document it there, right? I think that's a great exercise for all of you guys to do. And while you build this, because this is a multiple long month journey. This is a multiple year long journey if you want to build something big, like I've referenced multiple times throughout this video. So please understand that. But I do reply to YouTube comments, right? So feel free. Comment below and I'll try to just answer it if the comments are too overwhelming, you know what I mean? So guys, that being said, next steps, really head into module 11. Let's jump into the fun stuff, which is probably how to get clients. And because I think that is the next one if I'm correct. So if I'm wrong, I might be completely wrong, but I think that is the next one, is how do we actually close clients now that we have the full system foundation of our agency built: phone number, emails, automations, calendars for clients to book onto, funnels so we can send traffic to, everything. It's all done. We're all ready to go. And yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this module here. Let's jump into module 11. I'll see you guys inside.